Flight Path. Written by FE3H. Read by Ashe. You're not allowed. Ashe's head snapped up, still panting from the sprint through customs, and halfway across the terminal. What? The gate agent took his passport without answering, giving no sign she'd even heard him, and watched her computer screen. Are you sure you're on this flight? Yes. I just got off the flight from Leicester. Another gate agent interrupted. Come around this way, sir. Let's see what's going on. He stepped to the side of the counter, and the line of boarding passengers continued to move. Ashe had been believed the flight was still boarding when he came down the escalator at a full run to get in line, and more passengers got in line behind him. Even the guy who left the line to use the restroom was able to present his boarding pass, scan, and get on the plane. You said you came from Leicester, the new agent asked. Did you check a bag? When he nodded, she clicked something on her screen. Looks like, with the delay of your last flight, your bag didn't make it on this one. Our policy is not to let a passenger and their baggage fly separately, so you were booked on the next available flight out. Ashe's panic turned to annoyance. He'd known this when he got the alert that his last flight would be delayed. The agent in Leicester said it wouldn't be an issue. I tried to rebook a check-in, and he assured me that it'd be fine, and if the bag wasn't ready, it would be shipped to me. I filled out the tag. She tore a new boarding pass from her printer. Sorry for the inconvenience, sir. Ashe didn't think that she was actually all that sorry. Your new flight number is FA1017, which leaves when? 7 from gate 50. His eyes went wide, annoyance now morphing into anger. In 5 hours? There has to be something sooner. Unfortunately not. We're sold out until then. Outside the window, the plane pulled away from the gate and began taxiing to the runway. Without him. Can I at least get compensation? She shook her head. We don't handle that at the counter here. You'll have to go to customer service. She pointed him in the direction, and Ashe sighed. He thanked the agents and walked off. Adding insult to injury, his conversation with customer service didn't go any better. Any form of compensation, including refunds, he considered rebooking with a different airline, required calling a phone number and leaving a message in hopes that someone would get back to him in a timely manner. Defeated, and with time to waste, he found a spot at one of the terminal bars and nursed a pina colada, texting his friends. Still, that's rough, buddy. Do you need us to pick you up? Me. No, I'd rather not have to go through customs again. Dima. That's wise. I'm sorry, Ashe. Me. It's okay. I'll, read or something. The bartender replaced his almost empty glass with a fresh one. Oh, I didn't order another yet. He was going to, of course. Not like he had anything else better to do. The bartender smiled and pointed to the opposite end of the bar. Compliments of the man there. Ashe followed the motion and met the piercing green eyes of an attractive mystery man. The man winked at him and raised his own glass. Ashe felt his face flush, but returned the gesture with his new drink. As he sipped, the man took that as an invitation to sit closer, but still a chair away, keeping a respectable distance. Looks like you're having a rough one, the man said easily. Misconnection? Ashe scoffed, setting the drink on a coaster, a little harder than he meant to. No, I made the connection. My bag didn't. The man let out a sympathetic oof. They wouldn't ship it to you? Apparently not. He sighed and nodded to the other's own drink. How about you? Or do you just hang out in airport bars buying drinks for weary travelers? He chuckled. Only for the cute ones. Before Ashe could process that, he continued. I'm early, surprisingly, so I got a couple hours to kill. He held out his hand. Claude. Ashe hesitated, looking to Claude's extended hand, then back to his eyes. The other man's eyes were verdant and dark, almost like a stereotypical mystery man from a novel. If that was the case, that made Ashe the unsuspecting main character, intrigued by the secrets contained within the stranger. Goddess, He could hear Sylvain laughing at him now, but something told him to take his hand. So he did. Ashe. Nice to meet you, Ashe. Conversation between the men came easily. One drink turned into two, and two quickly turned into three. They talked of everything and nothing, time passing, but perhaps not really, not with the urgency or expectation it had before Ashe sat at the bar. As the time of his new flight approached, Ashe was feeling warm and light, a combination of the alcohol and genuinely enjoying his time with Claude. "I should go find my gate," he said, checking his phone. Boarding would begin in 15 minutes. "Finally get out of this goddess-forsaken airport." He laughed at his own sarcasm, the alcohol making him feel looser. Claude chuckled, amused. "I'll escort you," he offered. "Make sure you don't accidentally get on a plane to Dagda." Ashe laughed harder as Claude drained what remained in his own glass and motioned for the check. "I bet you say that to all the drunk travelers," Ashe said. "Only the cute ones." There it was again, the casual flirtation from earlier that had been an undercurrent of their entire conversation. Even in his inebriated state, he could tell Claude meant it. The other man found him attractive. Thanks," he stuttered, face flushing warmer. He reached for his wallet to pay the bartender, and Claude waved him away. You don't have to do that." Claude shook his head. "It's nothing. You were great company." "So were you," Ashe said, returning the flirtation. After all, he found Claude attractive too. He swallowed thickly as Claude's piercing green eyes met his own, as if the other man was sizing him up. Then he smiled, and Ashe felt as though a weight was lifted from his shoulders. Claude signed the receipt, and they gathered their things. The conversation died as they walked through the terminal again towards Gate 50. Ashe found he didn't want this to end. Maybe it was the liminal space of the airport itself, all the comings and goings, people existing together but not really together. Or maybe it was the knowledge that he'd likely never see Claude again. But Ashe allowed himself to entertain this idea of an airport romance. Ashe wasn't sure how long they'd been walking, but when he looked around, he realized they had found Gate 50, a line of passengers waiting to board, and some walking the jetway, carry-ons in tow, towards the next leg of their journey home or elsewhere. "Well, this is it." Claude sounded as resigned as Ashe felt, but alongside that resignation of their time ending, Ashe felt something else, something a bit like foolishness, or spontaneity? Bravery, his alcohol-laden brain corrected. What did his younger brother call it? Shooting his shot? And Ashe did. I'm kind of drunk," Ashe admitted with a light laugh. "And you're a stranger. But..." He took a stealing breath. "Can I kiss you?" Instead of answering with words, Claude smiled softly and cupped his cheek. Ashe closed his eyes. While not his first kiss, it had all the magic of a romance novel. The terminal seemed to fade around them. Luggage wheels, laughing kids, the general cacophony of the airport disappeared, leaving only Ashe and Claude. Lost in the serendipity of it all, Ashe threw any remaining hesitation and deepened the kiss. The moment shattered with a screech of the PA system feedback.
"This is the final boarding call for International Flight 1017. Boarding now at Gate 50. All remaining passengers, please make your way to Gate 50. This is your final boarding call."
They broke apart, and Ashe groaned. "I have to go." "I know." Neither was keen to be the first to step away. Finally, Claude spoke. "Give me your phone." Ashe obliged, swiping his lock screen away and handing it over. He watched Claude's eyes, taking the background photo of Ashe with his siblings on their last vacation, a smile tugging at the corner of his lips, before tapping some things and handing the device back. "Text me when you land. I'd be interested to see where this goes." Ashe flushed. You mean... He pointed back and forth between them, and Claude laughed. Yeah, if you're interested. I am. Claude chuckled. I'll look forward to hearing from you then. He placed a final, chaste kiss on Ashe's cheek. Go, or they'll leave without you again. For a moment, Ashe considered staying, but his rationality won in the end. He gave Claude's hand a squeeze and held it as long as he could as he turned away and headed to board his flight.